You've had your dog for months, maybe years. Every morning, you feed them, you open the door, you do all the things a responsible owner does, and you love them. That part isn't in question, but there are 7 things your dog has been waiting for every single morning that almost no owner ever gives them. Not because they don't care, because nobody ever told them what those things were, and the absence of each one is quietly creating a gap between you that neither of you can name, but both of you can feel. Welcome to Canine Brain. If you're new here, subscribe right now, because this is the kind of content that doesn't just change how you treat your dog, it changes how you understand them. Pay attention, because every single point on this list builds on the last one. By the time we get to 7, you're going to see your mornings with your dog completely differently. Number 1, greeting your dog before you touch your phone. Here's the honest version of most mornings. The alarm goes off, you reach for your phone before your feet hit the floor, you scroll for 2 minutes, maybe 5. Your dog is already awake. They've been awake. They've been watching the bedroom door, or the foot of your bed, or wherever they sleep, waiting for the signal that the day has started and you're in it with them, and instead, the first thing they see is the back of your hand, holding a screen. You've done this. Most owners have. It doesn't make you a bad person, but here's what your dog experiences in those minutes. A study published in the journal Physiology and Behavior found that dogs show measurably elevated cortisol during the first moments after waking, when their owner's attention is directed away from them, particularly when the owner is physically present but socially unavailable. The cortisol rise is small, but it's consistent, and it happens every single morning. You make your phone more important than their face. Before you reach for your phone tomorrow morning, reach for your dog first. Not a quick pat, an actual greeting. Get low if you can. Say their name. Let them smell your hands. Give them 30 seconds of your full, undivided phone-free attention. That's it. 30 seconds. What changes over time is real. Your dog starts waking up with a different energy. The morning anxiety that you've probably been calling excitement, the whining, the pacing, the desperate need for your attention quiets. Not because they need less from you, because they're getting it at the right moment, the first moment, before the world takes your attention away. Keep watching, because the next one explains something about their nose that completely changes how you should be starting every morning walk. Number 2, letting them lead with their nose before you lead with your pace. Picture a typical morning walk. You've got somewhere to be, or you're half awake, or it's cold and you want to get it done. Your dog stops to sniff something in the grass and you give a gentle tug. Let's go. You do it without thinking. You've probably done it 100 times this month alone. Every time you do, you're interrupting something that matters more to your dog than almost anything else about that walk. Your dog's nose has roughly 300 million olfactory receptors. Yours has about 6 million. The part of their brain dedicated to processing smell is proportionally 40 times larger than yours. When your dog stops to sniff a patch of grass, they're not wasting time. They're reading. They're getting information about every animal that passed through, every stress hormone left behind, every chemical signal that tells them something about the world they're about to move through. A study from the University of Bristol found that dogs allowed to sniff freely at the start of a walk showed significantly lower cortisol levels and higher behavioral indicators of satisfaction than dogs walked at a faster pace with limited sniffing opportunities. A slower, sniff-rich 10 minutes does more for their mental state than a brisk 30-minute march where you control the pace. Tomorrow morning, before you establish any direction or pace, give your dog 5 minutes of complete sniff freedom. No direction, no tugging. You follow them. Wherever their nose leads, you go. Watch what happens to their body during those 5 minutes. Compared to the rest of the walk, you'll see the difference immediately. When you do this consistently, your dog starts checking in with you more during walks. They look back at you. They stay closer. You become associated with the good part of the walk, not the interruption. That's not a small shift. That's your dog starting to see you as someone who understands them. Stay with me, because what comes next might be the most underused 30 seconds in the entire dog-owner relationship. Number 3, the slow blink and soft eye contact ritual. Most people look at their dog the way they look at anything they love. Long, warm, direct eye contact. The problem is that in your dog's language, direct, sustained eye contact from above, which is always your position when you're standing or sitting and they're at your feet, registers as social pressure. Even coming from someone they love. even when your face is soft and your intentions are good. There's a version of eye contact that speaks your dog's language instead of your own. And once you learn it, it takes about 30 seconds, and it releases oxytocin in both of you. Research published in Science, in a study that became one of the most cited in the field of canine cognition, found that when dogs and their owners engaged in mutual gaze, oxytocin levels rose in both species in the same loop seen between human mothers and their newborns. But the key word in that study is mutual. The gaze has to feel safe for both parties. Forced or prolonged eye contact from above produces the opposite effect. Here's the ritual. Tomorrow morning, get down to your dog's level. Sit on the floor. Don't call them over. Don't reach for them. Just sit. Let your face go completely soft, jaw loose, eyes relaxed, no expression pulling at your features. Look at a point just beside their face rather than directly into their eyes. When they turn and hold your gaze voluntarily, even for 2 or 3 seconds, blink slowly, then look slightly away first. Let them be the one who ends it. When you do this every morning, something shifts within a week. Your dog starts seeking your face. They walk into a room and find your eyes first. They've learned that your gaze is safe, that it doesn't demand anything, that it only gives. That is the beginning of a different kind of trust, and if that surprised you, hold on, because 4 is the one that changes every physical interaction you have with your dog, starting tonight. Number 4. Touch that waits for their invitation. You walk past your dog, and you reach down and pat the top of their head. You do it because you love them, and because you can. Most owners do this dozens of times a day without thinking about it. Head pats. Quick strokes across the back while you pass. The casual touch that says "I love you" in your language. In your dog's language, it says something different. The top of the head is one of the areas dogs find most stressful to be touched by. It requires them to break eye contact with whatever they're monitoring. It comes from above, which is the direction social pressure comes from in their world. And it almost never starts with their consent. They didn't come to you, you went to them from above and touched the most exposed part of their face. A study from the University of London found that dogs showed significantly reduced stress indicators when touch was initiated following the dog's own physical approach and delivered along the sides of the body rather than the top of the head. Their cortisol dropped, their body language opened. The same hand, touching differently, produced a completely different internal response. When your dog comes to you, and they will, let them make the first contact. When they lean into your leg or press their side against you, that's the invitation. Start with long, slow strokes from their shoulder down toward their back. Follow where they lean. If they step away, let them go. Don't reach after them. Over time, your dog starts choosing to be physically close in ways they didn't before, not because you trained them to, because their body learned that your hands are safe, that they never demand, that they only receive. That kind of touch is one of the most intimate things a dog can experience with a human, and it starts with you waiting 30 extra seconds for them to ask for it. Don't go anywhere. The next one takes less than 10 seconds, and most owners have never thought to do it intentionally. 5. Saying their name once, with nothing attached to it. Think about every time you use your dog's name during a normal morning. You call them for food. You say it when they're in the way. You use it before a command. You say it when you're frustrated with something they've done. Their name, in most households, is a signal. It means something is coming. Pay attention, react, move, do something. And then you wonder why they sometimes hesitate when you call them. Research from the University of Porto found that dogs whose names were frequently paired with commands or corrections showed higher hesitation rates when recalled and elevated baseline anxiety during owner interactions generally. Their nervous system had learned that their name was the start of a demand, not a greeting, a summons. Tomorrow morning, at some point when nothing is happening, when they're just lying there or looking out the window or doing nothing at all, say their name once, just their name, no command after it, no food appearing, no leash coming out, just their name in a warm, quiet voice, the way you'd say the name of someone you love when you're just glad they're in the room. Then go back to what you were doing. That's it. That's the whole thing. What you're building, one morning at a time, is a name that means something different than it does for most dogs. A name that means, I see you, not do something, not come here, not stop that, just I see you, you're here. That's enough. Number 6. 1 minute of complete silence together. Every morning has noise in it, your routine, the sounds of the house starting, your voice narrating things, talking to them in that warm, high register you use, asking questions they can't answer. Explaining your day, you do it because you love them, and because the silence feels like absence, like you're ignoring them. But here's what your dog's nervous system actually needs from you, at least once in the morning. Dogs regulate their own arousal by reading yours. An owner who is calm and quiet produces a calm dog. An owner who fills every moment with sound and movement, even loving sound, even gentle movement, keeps their dog's nervous system from fully settling. Not in a harmful way, just enough to prevent the deep rest that makes everything downstream in their day easier. A study in canine behavioral science published in Applied Animal Behavior Science found that dogs with owners who maintained periods of calm, quiet presence during the day showed lower baseline cortisol across the full 24-hour cycle, not just during the quiet periods themselves. The quiet carried forward, it became their default state. Tomorrow morning. Find 1 minute. It doesn't have to be scheduled. It can be while you're drinking your coffee, or before you stand up from wherever you're sitting. No talking. No baby voice. No narration. Just sit near your dog, in complete silence. If they come to you, receive them without words. Breathe slowly. Be still. Let them feel what a calm human being feels like in a room. Here's what the ritual looks like. It doesn't have to be long. Choose a phrase, the same one every single morning, and say it quietly before you leave. Something like, "See you soon," or "I'll be back." Whatever feels natural, say it in a calm, low voice, no drama, no apology in your tone. Then, leave without turning back. That's it. The same phrase, the same calm, every morning. Within a week, you'll notice a change. Your dog still goes to the door when you leave, but there's less urgency in it, less alarm. Their body settles faster because they've started to understand that your goodbye means you're coming back. Not because they understood your words, because you told them consistently. With your body and your voice and your calm, that departure is not the end of something. It's just a pause. Now, think about all 7 of these, together, greeting them before the screen, letting their nose lead the morning walk. 30 seconds of soft eye contact that means nothing except safety. Touch that waits to be invited. A name said once with nothing attached to it. 1 minute of quiet that carries through their entire day. And a goodbye that teaches them you always come back. None of these cost anything. None take more than a minute. You could start all 7 tomorrow morning without changing a single other thing about your life. But together, they do something that most owners spend years searching for without knowing what to call it. They make your dog feel like the morning belongs to both of you. Not just to your schedule. Not just to your routine. To you and them together before the world takes everything else. Your dog has been waiting for that feeling every morning since the day they arrived. It was never about the food or the walk or the toys. It was always about whether you showed up for them first. If this changed how you're going to wake up tomorrow, share it with someone whose dog deserves the same thing. Subscribe to Canine Brain. Every week we go deeper into understanding the animal that chose to spend every single morning of their life waiting for you.